Fidel Valdez Ramos, born in March 18, 1928, popularly known as FVR and Eddie, is a retired Filipino general and politician who served as the 12th President of the Philippines from 1992 to 1998. During his 6 years in office, Ramos was widely credited and admired by many for revitalizing and renewing international confidence in the Philippine economy. At age 98, he is currently the oldest living former Philippine president. These were just few of the projects that former President Fidel Ramos had worked on to pursue economic growth within the framework of sustainable development. First is the implementation of waste disposal projects, an ecological waste management program that provides technical assistance to promote and speed up the flow of information and technology on the proper management and disposal of solid wastes. To complement the efforts of the LGUs, waste disposal projects were set up nationwide to ensure the appropriate technologies and procedures in the collection, storage, processing, transport, and disposal of solid waste are widely disseminated and properly observed. Second is the intensive clean air campaign. Former President Fidel V. Ramos had implemented comprehensive anti-smoke belching program that was able to work with the promotion of using lead-free gasoline, which was known as the main contributor to the reduction of noxious gases in the air. There was approximately 953 gasoline stations nationwide have been started to sell unleaded gasoline during his time. He was also able to provide 2 more units of mobile air laboratory van in addition to the existing mobile laboratories which monitors the quality of the air. Third is the implemented Clean and Green program. Former First Lady Amelita Ramos in the year 1994 established the Clean and Green Foundation, one of which is the rehabilitations of bodies of water. The administration has created a presidential task force on Pasig River rehabilitation under Administrative Order No. 74 dated July 29, 1993. The biological oxygen demand load was reduced from 330 metric tons per day in 1990 to 283 metric tons per day in 1996. This resulted in significant improvement in the ability of the river to sustain marine life. The Polluters Pay Principle. This principle aims to charge fees to industrial firms for causing pollution into the environment by releasing polluting substances such as pesticides. This was created to make them responsible and accountable on their waste for them to put in place waste minimization or waste treatment facilities. If these companies continue to violate the government's minimization of pollution, the closed down establishments violating pollution control will enter the scene. This can close buildings that violates the pollution control and verified as sources of pollution by releasing the 286 cease and desist order in industrial establishments without operating facilities, waste treatment and discharge of toxic chemicals, and waste in air, water, as well as open dump sites. Development of Smoky Mountains. This administration also developed the Smoky Mountains into a port-related, commercial, industrial, and housing units. During the administration of President Fidel V. Ramos, the NHA and developer R2 Building Incorporated signed a joint venture agreement that created the SMDRP, which involved the construction of 30 buildings for 3,000 families. Both sides agreed that there would be no budget outlay from the government because it was to spend for the entire project. Next is the DNR Administrative Order No. 29 Series 1992, implementing rules and regulations of Republic Act 6969. This is to prohibit the entry of hazardous and nuclear wastes and their disposal into Philippine territory for whatever purpose and to provide advancement and facilitate research and studies on toxic chemicals and nuclear waste present invalid risk and injury to health or the environment. The protection of forest, mineral, and land resources. President Fidel V. Ramos has dedication to the sustainability of the country's resources. He was able to implement laws that focuses on conserving and fostering of natural resources and to protect the rights of the indigenous cultural communities to their ancestral lands, which indicates that mineral resources in the Philippines, private or public, One of his implemented laws was Republic Act No. 7942, also known as the Philippine Mining Act of 1995 for Biodiversity Conservation Project. The administration initiated this foundation in its program in 1990. It therefore led in finalizing the Regional Center for Biodiversity Conservation Project, which secured from the European Community a 10 million grant for its operation. The development of Department of Energy. It was improved in 1992 during the presidency of Fidel Ramos by virtue of Republic Act No. 7638. This is responsible for preparing, integrating, manipulating, organizing, coordinating, supervising, and controlling all plans, programs, projects, and activities of the government relative to energy exploration, development, utilization, distribution, and conservation. Turtle Island Heritage Protected Area. President Ramos have made a memorandum of agreement with Malaysia in protecting Turtle Island. Turtle Island is a turtle habitat located in Southeast Asia that was surrounded by islands in the Philippines and Malaysia. The government of the Philippines and Malaysia have agreed in protecting the nesting area of turtles, recognizing the importance to the survival of turtles. Moreover, it aims to protect nesting habitat, prohibition of sand and coral excavation, protection and rehabilitation of beach vegetation, beach clearing activities, protection of adult turtles, prohibition of disturbing fishing gears, protection from main forms of pollution that might endanger turtles, and etc. Lastly, the Balik Scientist Program. October 25th of 1993, former President Fidel Ramos revived and instituted the BSP under the Department of Science and Technology through Executive Order No. 130. The BSP aims to strengthen the scientific and technological human resources of academic, public, and private institutions in order to accelerate the flow of technologies and stimulate the development of new or strategically important technologies that are vital to national development and progress. There were noticeable improvements regarding science and technology as stated in President Fidel Ramos' State of the Nation address. In this zona, there was a significant increase in personnel specializing in the science and technology field. In 1998, the Philippines was estimated to have around 3,000 competent scientists and engineers. Adding to the increase of scientists would be the result of the two newly built Philippine Science High School in Visayas and Mindanao, which promotes further development of young kids through advanced science and technology curriculum. The government provided 3,500 scholarships for students for their taking up professions related to science and technology. Visayas and Mindanao Science Schools. Schools were becoming more modernized and updated with the addition of high-tech equipment for student improvement, and teachers were getting training programs to benefit themselves and their students. Priority for science and technology personnel increased when Magna Carta of Science and Technology Personnel, or Republic Act No. 8439, was established in order to give incentives and rewards for people who have been influential in the field of science and technology. In his sixth zona, education was one of the primary storylines, wherein programs such as National Program for Gifted Filipino Children in Science and Technology and enactment of a law creating a nationwide system of high school specializing in the field of science and engineering. Fidel Ramos believes that science and technology was one of the means wherein the Philippines could attain the status of the new industrialized country. During his term, he was able to establish programs that were significant to the field of science and technology. In 1993, Science and Technology Agenda for National Development was established. Congress during his term was able to enact laws that were significant for the field. Among were Magna Carta for Science and Technology Personnel, or Republic Act No. 8439, Science and Technology Scholarship Law of 1994, or Republic Act No. 7687, and the Inventor and Inventions Incentives Acts, Republic Act No. 7459. The Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines, Republic Act No. 8293, was enacted during Ramos' term. The law provides industrial property rights, copyrights, and related rights and technology transfer and arrangements.
And that's 10 minutes. See you tomorrow!